last night. I'm sorry, I was too focused on Bryce Harper's walk-off grand slam. What is going on, everyone? I'm just kidding. I watch both at the same time because I'm a sports addict. But the Phillies did have a more explosive night. But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk some Eagles. But before we talk Eagles, do not forget about my SeatGeek promo code. Use the promo code BRODES, and you will save $20 off of your purchase. Here we go. That game stunk. The Eagles game stunk. It was brutal. It wasn't fun. It wasn't entertaining. No one plays. Everyone knew the NFL preseason was going to be bad, but I don't think they thought it was going to be this bad, but it is. And the reason why Carson Wentz doesn't play, I'll tell you why. Because what happened to Cody Kessler? That is why Carson Wentz does not play. Cody Kessler got blown up within the first 3 minutes of the football game. Concussion protocol, left. Clayton Thorson had to come in and finish out the ball game. And when I say finish out the ball game, play the whole damn thing. Now, when you watch that play, it looked like there was some miscommunication with the offensive line, specifically Andre Dillard. But Doug Peterson said the QB should have identified what was going on. Andre Dillard did what he was supposed to do. It was actually on Cody Kessler. So it looked bad there, obviously, from the first view. When it happened, it looked like there was some miscommunication with that offensive line and who they were supposed to block. But it comes out that Cody Kessler should have identified what the hell was going on there. And he paid the price. That was a full steam sack. It didn't even look like a play, really, where he would have a concussion. So it's kind of weird that that's how it came out. But right now, the Eagles are obviously in a pickle. You lose Nate Sudfeld. You lose Cody Kessler. Now you're working with Carson Wentz and Clayton Thorson. You're going to have to find another arm somewhere. Whether it's Doug Peterson coming out of retirement, whether it's Sam Bradford, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to have to find something. Because you can't go through the next couple weeks of preseason. Even though Nate Sudfeld's going to be back early in the regular season, that's not what I'm worried about. Really, I'm not. I'm not worried about the regular season and who's going to be the backup because I expect Carson Wentz to be playing. What I'm worried about is what's going to happen for the rest of the preseason. Because say Clayton Thorson goes down, and with the way it's been going, it seems like all of our quarterbacks are going to drop. Our backup quarterbacks for him would be Greg Ward, our wide receiver, Braxton Miller, right, our wide receiver who killed it at Ohio State, and Lane Johnson once played quarterback in high school. You can't do that. You're going to have to find someone for the rest of this preseason. You're going to have to. So keep that in mind. But let's talk about Clayton Thorson. Because in week 1, it looked like he didn't even know how to throw a football. We were talking about his nerves, and even Doug Peterson defended him and said, listen, he's just a little nervous. He looked okay. He had a couple nice drives. He had a touchdown throw. He did all right in there. He looked way more comfortable. The jitters were out, and I think because he knew he had the football game to go, like he just went out there and said, oh, listen, I got the whole football game here. He just settled in. He got comfortable. He said he used last week's experience to help him with this week's because he knew what to kind of, he knew what to expect. But he had a nice 87-yard drive, put it together there. He had another long drive as well. And he had the touchdown throw to Greg Ward there. But I have to give credit to Miles Sanders because he had a legit, beautiful blitz pickup block that helped that play work. And that was something I really wanted to see out of Miles Sanders coming into the preseason and through training camp. Because when he got drafted, one of his quotes was, I want to pick up blitzes. I want to block for my quarterback. And I was so shocked because running backs don't say that. Running backs say, I want to juke people out and run touchdowns and stiff arm people. He said, I want to pick up blitzes for my quarterback. I want to block for my quarterback. And he put it on display. Not any quarterback. He picked up a blitz for Clayton Thorson. It speaks high value. Clayton Thorson did throw an interception, but it really tipped off of his own teammate's hands and fell into the other team. It was such a fluky interception. But all around, nice game. The thing is, though, you didn't have any expectations for him based off of what we saw. So I think it's getting overhyped how good he really did because of how poor he did in week 1. It was okay. It was nice. It was okay. Doable for preseason. Let's go with that. Let's keep it on Miles Sanders real quick because he was great. I mean, he had some runs there where he was really juking people and breaking some tackles, 16-yard runs. He was good. He was showing you what he can bring to the table. And you saw a little bit of Jordan Howard as well. Love what I'm seeing out of the running back committee right now. Daeshon Hall. Yes. Yes. Sacking the quarterback. Forcing fumbles. He's been electric. He's making it hard for this Philadelphia Eagles team to cut him. He's making plays. Now, one play, though, because there were no timeouts left for the Jags and they were trying to get a drive together with beating out the clock. He had a sack, and then he gets up and celebrates, and then he's, oh, damn, I got to get back to the line of scrimmage. And he had to slide. He was running full speed back to the line of scrimmage. He had to slide back on sides and get ready. That's something I'm sure they're going to look at and film and be like, yo, you can't be doing this. Okay, you can't be doing this. But you're killing it. You're killing it out there. He's making some explosive plays. Sharif Miller got in there once, too, as well, and ended up recording a sack. So good for Sharif Miller. I think he's got some ways to go. But I have some players I wanted to nitpick. They had limited playing time. I don't know what their mindset was going into the game, which isn't an excuse. It's not an excuse. But I did not like what I saw from Sidney Jones. And I've always compared Sidney Jones to Nick Pavetta. And a couple of my buddies said, well, maybe you're right to an extent. Maybe you can get the Nick Pavetta bullpen version by putting Sidney Jones in the slot. I didn't pick Sidney Jones to do that. And on the outside, he got beat once bad, and he got lucky because the receiver missed the pass. But then, instantly, he gets torched by the tight end for a first down. Yo, Sidney Jones, what are you doing? I've never believed in Sidney Jones. I want to be wrong. I want to sit here and be wrong. I want him to be a shutdown guy. I haven't seen it. And he's been getting so much praise in training camps. All the beat reporters, wow, look at Sidney Jones. Wow, look at Sidney Jones. I thought in his limited playing time yesterday in week 2 of the preseason, he looked bad. You can't be getting torched. You can't be getting torched by tight ends. Just preseason. Just a couple plays. But I did not like it. Matt Collins played, and he wasn't anything noticeable on the offensive side of the football, but special teams, yes. And when you look at his spot, that 5th, maybe even 6th receiver, they're going to have to be playing special teams. So I thought he did a good job in the special teams role, and maybe that will put him over the edge compared to some other people. But with him, you never know with these injuries that fly up out of nowhere once in a blue moon. Orlando Scandrick, I couldn't believe what I was seeing out of him. He looked like he had no clue what he was doing. At one point, he tried to tackle a guy by just lunging forward and not wrapping up at all or anything. It looked like the play in Minnesota when the Vikings ended up winning that playoff game. It was similar to that, where he just threw his body at him and wasn't even close to making the tackle. Like, this guy's a veteran guy. You look like you just got drafted in the 7th round or hell, even undrafted. Unacceptable. I had to do one of these. Huh? That was him? Once again, couple nitpicks, but it's something I wrote down at the time of the game because they stood out to me. They stood out to me as plays that had to be made. The hype of the Foles Wentz thing, obviously that's going to be a big time discussion anytime Foles is ever brought up in this city. I'm just one of those fans that I don't care anymore. Thank you, Nick Foles. That's great. I don't have that lovey-dovey Nick Foles, I'll love you forever, you're the best, oh, I can't wait to watch you succeed in Jacksonville. Nah, I don't care. Oh, Nick Foles said that he's keeping number 9 in Philly because that's his number here. No, it wasn't. You wore 7 your whole life. If you wore 7 in Philadelphia, you would have wore 7 still in Jacksonville. It just happened to play out where you weren't 7 here and you want to be 7 somewhere else. I'm not buying it. I'm not all lovey-dovey Nicky Foles, all right? Sue me about it. It's the nature of the game. Someone won you a championship, he goes somewhere else. All right, thank you. Tip the cap. You're a good man. I'm not going out of my way to root for Nick Foles. So I was kind of happy that both of them, Wentz and Foles, didn't play. But I did like the fact that the first team warmed up as if they were going to play. It kept the fan base a little shook. Whoa, are they going out there? Of course, we know they didn't. But I like the fact that they were getting serious reps in and the mental preparation part of the game. All right, boys, start getting yourself together here. Start putting yourself in positions to play football games. Go out there, practice, warm up as if you're going to play, as if this is week 1. So they can get their mindset right, so they can get their body feeling right, so they can get some sense of, comfortability. So they can get some sense of what it's going to be like when the games come. Not that these people aren't veterans. It's not like they haven't experienced this before, but it's just their bodies preparing at the end of the day. So, I want to know your thoughts down below on this horrendous game. Who stood out to you? What do you want to do with the backup quarterback? What do you think about Hall?